Welcome back to the channel, folks, and let's talk about Bird Box. So a lot of people know what this movie is. If you don't, it's a Netflix original film. Similarly, in the same vein as A Quiet Place, but not. It's important to distinguish. This is a novel adaptation which was actually made before A Quiet Place. However, you can kind of see how they're likened together because they both use sensory deprivation as a plot device for their creatures and how the creatures have power over you. Also, it could be argued that A Quiet Place paved the way and popularized this sensory deprivation style movie for this one to be made, or at least be produced and popped onto Netflix. Anyway, so Bird Box, it's on Netflix, there's creatures, you can't see them, that's the plot device for the movie, everyone's blindfolded, and we run around with a bird box which alerts people of their presence. Now, because they're never shown in the movie, obviously you could argue it's due to budgetary restrictions or due to just wanting things to be scary. Of course, a lot of people are aware that the greatest fear is the mind itself and what we can conjure up. Now, the movie almost had one of the creatures in. In fact, it was shot, it was recorded, it was edited, it was everything, it was done. But they chose to scrap it. So this is a deleted scene, I guess you could say. Apparently, one of the producers in an interview with Bloody Disgusting stated that there was a time when one of the producers was like, no, you have to see something at some point. And the screenwriter was told that they had to write a nightmare sequence where Mallory, Sandra Bullock's character, saw one of these creatures in the house. Sandra Bullock told Bloody Disgusting that it was a green man with a horrific baby face. Apparently it was snake-like, and at first she said that she didn't want to see it when it happens. She just wanted to be brought into the room. She just said that she'd shoot the scene and then she'd get out. But apparently when she got there, it was just growling at her, and it was actually making her laugh. It was funny because it looked just like a long, fat baby. That is what she said to Bloody Disgusting. Now, Suzanne Beer chimed in and said, it so easily becomes funny. We actually shot that and we spent a lot of energy on it, but every time I saw it, I was like, this is not going to be tense. This is going to be funny. At first, Sandra was like, I don't want to see it, because she thought it was scary. Then it was like, don't show it to me because I will laugh every time I did it. And I was like, shit, that's a different film. So they had to cut it from the film because it just was not going to add to the tone of the movie which they were looking to create. Interestingly enough, for me, the fact that it just looked like Killer Wind the entire time, that had no tension for me as a movie. I'm of the belief that definitely things don't need to be explained and 100% things should not always be revealed. But when it looks like the human part of the movie, they're just running around being chased by leaves, being blown away in the wind, it loses all tension for me. I've got no interest in that. I need something, just tiny little bit of tangibility to my horror. But it is interesting to see that they did at least shoot a scene, and maybe it'll turn up on the internet one day, who knows. But to see a long fat baby would be quite comical. Off the back of that, you could actually see some of the creatures in the movie because, of course, we see one of the chaps that had drawn all of the images of the creatures which he dubbed were beautiful and absolutely divine beings. So it would be interesting to see how they kind of link it up and if we ever get anything released from that. But guys, there you have it. What do you think about this? I'll pass it on over to you. I've got nothing else to say. Let me know your thoughts down below. So if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. Stay up to date on all the world of pop culture and movie news. And if you like this video, please give it a like and a share. It really helps me out. I've been Mr. H. Take care.